Today I am here to talk to you about one of my favorite beverages, coffee. Nope, not alcohol. No, that wasn't good. All right.
I like the direction.
Today I am here to talk to you about one of my favorite beverages, coffee. Just kidding. Coffee liqueur. Not really one of my favorite beverages. Coffee is, not the coffee liqueur, but it is always very good because I love coffee so much. So, what is a coffee liqueur? We're going to jump into that in today's topic. But before we do, please take a second to hit that like button and subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all of our new videos. Hi, I'm Tim from Elma Wine and Liquor. Today we are going to talk about coffee liqueur. You may have heard of it, you may have seen it. It's been featured in a lot of craft cocktail bars lately with drinks or shots, specialty cocktails. Espresso martinis are all the rage again. So what is a coffee liqueur? At its basic substance, it is any kind of spirit infused with coffee flavors or actual coffee. That can vary depending on who is making it and how they're making it and what kind of price point they want to be at. But today I have a few different examples with me that we'll run through just so you can get an idea of all the different kind of things that could be considered a coffee liqueur. So we're going to start with one of the most iconic ones. You've probably heard this name or seen it on a shelf or at a bar. All kinds of drinks made with it, and that is Kahlua. Kahlua is probably one of the more original coffee liqueurs. For years, they didn't necessarily put all of this language on the bottle, but they're being a little bit more clear with it now because there are so many entrants into the category. Kahlua is from Mexico. They use coffee grown in the Veracruz region of Mexico. Arabica beans, which are the higher quality of the two major subspecies of coffee plants. I used to work in the coffee industry. I like to get nerdy about it. Arabica beans are the higher tier. They're the ones that you'll see in the specialty coffee shops, the ones that generally cost more money. They're not the ones that are ground up and sold to you in a can that's been sitting on the store shelf for months and months and months. Sometimes they are, but usually you'll find the Arabica beans in the more specialty shops. The rum is also made in Veracruz, so they use sugarcane rum, so good quality rum mixed with good quality coffee. I believe they add a little vanilla flavoring to it as well, kind of make it interesting. Kahlua is the basis of a White Russian cocktail or Black Russian cocktail, depending on if you add cream or not. It can be sipped neat on ice. A whole bunch of other cocktails that can be made with Kahlua. Classic coffee liqueur. Next up, we have something that's a little bit more local to us in Buffalo, New York. This is Hartman's Overwinter Coffee Liqueur. Overwinter Coffee is the name of a local coffee roaster shop in our area. They made a specialty coffee roast just for Hartman's called the Hartman's Roast. Hartman's uses that roast of Brazilian beans to infuse their liqueur with. And this is, like I said, a local product, so it's becoming quite popular around here. Very smooth. They also use a cold press technique to brew the coffee. Again, in that coffee world, normal coffee you probably are familiar with is brewed hot, either through a drip machine or a pour over or Chemex if you're fancy. But cold press coffees have become much more popular lately because the water goes through cold. It takes a lot more beans to make the coffee because it doesn't extract it as well. However, you get a less bitter, sweeter, richer flavor from that cold brew coffee. So that is Hartman's. Next up, we're going back to Mexico for another coffee liqueur. This one is from Cazadores, and instead of using rum, Cazadores is a big tequila company. So they decided to take their tequila and infuse it with coffee. And then they add a little bit of agave syrup in there as well to sweeten it up, make it a little bit richer, sweeter, more tasty. At first thought, I know some people are like, ugh, tequila and coffee, that's a weird mix. But it actually is very good. Those you get that kind of peppery agave flavors from the tequila mixed in with those rich, robust flavors of the coffee. Just very good on the rocks as a little after dinner drink, something of that nature. Give it a shot if you've never had one. There are multiple tequila companies that make a coffee liqueur. Coffee is a hugely popular drink in Mexico, as is tequila, so it's only natural that the two of them go together. Last up, we have our Grand Brûlé. This is a coffee liqueur from France made with cognac. So maybe familiar with cognac, which is a brandy made in a very particular region of France from certain types of, essentially what they do is take the used wine grape skins and distill the fermented alcohol from that to make a very refined liquor called cognac. It's aged for years and years. Cognac is generally regarded as a very, very fine, refined drink. People sip it neat or on the rocks after dinner. You can make cocktails with it. You can cook with it. But the French decided it needed a little coffee. So hence them blending their cognac with some coffee to make a French version of a coffee liqueur. The Grand Brûlé is using a VSOP cognac as well, which is a higher tier cognac than a regular VS. And they are using Ecuadorian beans that are roasted and blended in. After they blend the coffee and the cognac, they let that age in oak barrels for a little bit longer to help the flavors meld together, give it time to mix well, and add a little bit of richness to that end product. So, coffee liqueur, any type of coffee or coffee flavoring added or mixed in with any type of spirit, alcohol, distilled spirit, which makes it a liqueur. Lots of different varieties out there. I just showed you 4 different ones, but there are plenty of options out there. Take a look at the shelves in your local store, or take a look at the shelves of a bar. They're bound to have some as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, really appreciate you taking a second to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment below. If you had a coffee liqueur, what's your favorite one? Be awesome to hear what other options are out there that we may not have even heard of. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.